for air conditioning. It also doubled as a bathtub. Give kids a bar of Ivory soap, and Saturday night baths in the river were a breeze. Today, some children continue to swim the river and enjoy swinging off the bank and dropping into the river. Other grandparents take their grandchildren canoeing. In 1984, canoe races were very popular. In the 1970s, Camp Suwannee sponsored 10-day canoe swamp runs for the boys and girls. The group spent 3 days in the Okefenokee Swamp and then 7 days canoeing the Suwannee River, ending up at Camp Suwannee. Today, we enjoy 2 riverboat landings. One at the Village Landing behind the Village Cafe, and this one behind the Copeland Community Center. This elaborate floating dock was engineered by Jim Skink. It serves both as an overlook for the river and a dock for the pontoon boat. The dock also adjusts to the fluctuations of the river level. Pontoon boat rides are another way we enjoy the Suwannee River. You can also enjoy the river by hiking the Clark 2½ mile nature trail. Trees are marked along the way, giving their common and scientific names. Note this map of the nature trail by the river. If you're in good walking condition, give it a try. For a shorter walk, go from Carter House to White Sands, or take the 1¼ mile loop that begins at the Copeland Community Center. Follow the blue loop signs. Here's a current view of the river from the nature trail. The river is also used for religious purposes. Young and old alike have started their new life in Christ by being baptized in the river. Years ago, Camp Suwannee ended with a baptismal service. Here, the William Kuhn family is baptized by Bob Chris and Ron Thomas. William was a child of the village. When the family decided to be baptized as a group, they returned to William's childhood home by the Suwannee River. At several winter retreats, there were reenactments of Jesus feeding his disciples breakfast by the Sea of Galilee. Of course, the river was our backdrop. Dramatists are John Harper as Peter, Darcy Chapman as Thomas, and Wayne Hendricks as Jesus. When we begin taking the Suwannee River for granted, she rears her head to remind us that she's a powerful presence in our lives. About every 15 to 20 years, the Suwannee goes on a spring fling. None note these memorable spring flings. In 1928, the main street of Darling Park was flooded, and of course, none of these buildings are still standing. The water lapped at the doorstep of the old folks' home at the Home and Orphanage, but everyone was safe. 1948 is called the Flood of Floods. It was feared that the railroad trestle would be washed away. Railroad cars were placed on the tracks across the river to hold it in place. The bridge in the top left is the one on County Road 250. The lower center of the picture is a water tower used in the sawmill industry. The Red Cross evacuated older residents to the Swanee Hotel in Live Oak. The Swanee Hotel stood on the site of the present Bank of America. The Methodist Church prepared meals for the evacuees. This amphibious craft is called a duck. Moved the residents to the cars. However, the residents were having such a good time that they preferred to ride in the duck to Live Oak. In 1973, travel on County Road 136, now Darling Park Drive, was by boat. Remember, this was before changes in the terrain prevented flooding. In 1998, the river rose again. This time, Buck Rogers Drive did its work. The barrier held. We were not in danger of serious flooding. In 1998, the river rose again. This time, Buck Rogers Drive did its work. The barrier held. We were not in danger of serious flooding. What's the future of our river? There are people and cities in southern Florida who would like to tap the Swanee for their water needs. This is an issue that will be settled in the governmental arena. The Swanee River Management Organization is mandated to care for the river and maintain its purity. Your tax dollars help fund the Swanee River Water Management Organization. The Swanee River Wilderness Trail promises to bring economic benefits to the county. The purpose is to develop ecotourism. The trail is designed to provide nature-based recreationists a managed wilderness experience while educating them on protecting the natural, cultural, and heritage resources in the Swanee River Basin. Advent Christian Village participated in this venture. On the map, you can see a number of sites that were designated as camping sites and places where supplies can be replenished. One of these sites is across the river from Camp Swanee. The trail can be a teaching tool for ecology. People will enjoy canoeing, hiking, biking, horseback riding, camping, and viewing wildlife at various spots along the trail. Advent Christian Village sold 32 acres to the Swanee River Management as part of the Swanee River Wilderness Trail. The village is privileged to partner with the Swanee River Management in keeping this pristine bit of land for future generations. You might say the river camp is a modern-day resort for river travelers. Do you have the Swanee River water flowing in your veins? Is this natural resource precious to you? Do you count the Swanee River among your friends? We hope so.